Melvin Carter. I am an entrepreneur, a life and business strategist. And what this means to you is I get you off your butt and get you going. Get you moving in the direction you actually really want to live, the dreams that you really want to live. Better relationships, better family, better income coming in. And today I am talking about the God zone. God gave me this gift. As a matter of fact, I woke up with this, realizing that if you lived, because if you believe or not believe, if you're a believer, I won't say that because if you're a believer, you'll follow me on this. You'll follow me on this, and hopefully it'll trigger something in you. But if you're not a believer, the concepts could be the same, but it can be very difficult for you to get to that point where things would change for you without, because you're gonna cause questions in yourself, if he is real or not. And when that happens, you're gonna have a whole different unfront of issues that are gonna come in that that you're gonna verify, because I can give you points that verify he's very real. He's in his living. He's definitely living, and always will be, and always it was, and always is, and always will be. But the God zone is most financial gurus will sit here and tell you to save money, cut your debts down, and all this other stuff. Okay, I talk money. The reason why I talk money is because the simple fact is that's universal. It's universal to everyone. And to live in a God zone, God created everything. God gave man ideas on his advancement of people in general. We don't ride around in a horse and buggy no more. We ride around in automobiles. The automobiles now becoming self-driving. We used to have people run with messages with pigeons and stuff like that. Now we have telephones. So every advancement leads on something else, on how to do something better. And so he's given us the ability to create. And that's one of the things in the Bible, and even in the Quran, is the ability to create. And so once you know you have the ability to create, you can create the lifestyle that you want to create, because you're already creating a situation now. The situation that you're currently in, you created it. And the thing about it is not only getting new information to create something differently, but getting better information so you can be in control. So you can live like the God that's in you wants you to live. Prime example, it goes back to the saving money stuff. Many of you on a job, save money. But while you're on this job, you should be able to create something that's going to pay you also. A service, a business, which is a service or a business that's going to allow you to have unlimited income potential, even at a part-time. Network marketing 25 years ago was for me. It was for me because I seen it. I was selling long distance services, and with that company, it was an easy sell in a sense. But the thing about it is, I didn't have sales skills. So I had to hone some talents. I had to learn new information on how to sell and get my message across, and find the right people to buy. With the long distance service at the time, it was product was intangible product. However, it paid residual income, and I have courses on how to create residual income. but it was something was easy integrated because no one had to pay money up front. They just had to sign a form, and we go in as a long distance provider, and as we went in as a long distance provider, and nothing egregious was on that telephone bill, we had a customer for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, however long, and people pick up the phone and make a phone call. Of course, what happened to long distance? The changes, cell phones came out. Cell phones came out. How much was a long distance phone call on a cell phone? Free. You can't compete with free. So the point is, you gotta be able to create. You can take your knowledge and package it. Somebody want to know what you have learned. Trust me on that. Someone's out here trying to learn something that you know that you've mastered. At the same time, you have the ability to sit here and to not only to constantly create. Because think about it. The average millionaire has 5 to 7 streams of income. Multi-billionaires have more than that. They have collaborations they're making money off of. They have assets. Some have 20 to 30 businesses or better. Some of them have events. Also into that, they have, I'm just moving around because this is a test video. That's one thing. Getting ideas on paper, actually, ideas on video. And so many people have ways where they have multiple streams coming in. Bill Gates, what was it reportedly, was quite a few years ago, that he was making $4 million in his sleep per night. $4 million in his sleep per night. There's nothing different between you and Bill Gates. There's nothing. There's no difference. Only thing he did, he took his God creation. How can he ask proper questions to himself? It wasn't, I can't do. How do I do? How do I network? How do I take Lotus 1, 2, and 3, which it was a software program or company back then, and MS-DOS, combine them and make Windows. I'm dating myself a little bit. I was around when that happened. I was a kid. I was in high school because we was learning MS-DOS, and then we was learning Lotus 1, 2, and 3, which we call spreadsheets now. That's what it is, spreadsheets. And I don't care if it's on iOS or in Windows. And MS-DOS is what you have for Windows or for Word software program. Nothing different. We learned coding. We learned how to code. And so things changed, repackaged, and sold differently. So the biggest thing is with living in the God zone, what do you know, or how can you create more of the terms? How can I create a product or service that people will pay me for? Even if it's a $30 product, even if it's a $40 product, even if some product ranges, the low-end product ranges go from 97 on down. Mid-range, mid-tier is not 197, 297, mid-tier, down to 97. And then when you started getting into courses, real meat and potato courses, you're going to start paying anywhere from $297 to maybe over $2,000, $3,000 for a course. And maybe it depends on who's speaking or teaching that course. You might end up investing more, like $5,000, $6,000. And then you might have someone on top of that. So I mean, the gamut rolls because the possibility and the potential is unlimited. Once you get into that God zone, everything becomes unlimited. The reason why I'm focused on or heavily on creating is because the simple fact is, if you can't save, you literally can't save enough money fast enough to prevent stuff from happening. You can't. Because if you already have a family, you already acquired some liability debt. Um, liability debt. If you already, let me hold on. Liability debt. If you already created um, children and everything else, now your debt and your debt ratios will go up faster and higher because the simple fact is that you have more stresses on it. And you have more. I'm going to just be transparent on it. Children are liabilities. These little liabilities that grow up, and hopefully one day they become assets to the world, to you and to the world. But you have so much weighing on you, you can't. So that's the reason why the middle class is slipping into poverty, and that's the reason why people who are poor feel like they can't get out. Create your way out. You have to. My great-grandmother and my great-grandparents, thank God for me knowing them. And I'm talking about great-grand. I knew my great-grandmother up until I turned 38, and she was 97. And she was, and they were real estate investors. You can read more about that in my book, Why Me, Why Now? 7 Game Changers, the movie forward. But it was a godsend that I was born at the time I was born, because I got to know them. I got to see something different from what some people in the culture think that everybody's the same. No, everybody grew up with different lifestyles and different. I'm just fidgety. Different lifestyles and different situations. So growing up in that situation was, I learned what poverty is and I learned what poverty isn't. I learned that you should have more than one stream of income. Early on, I learned that a long time ago. You got to always have something else going on. And definitely if you're working for somebody, because you know why? When you're working for somebody, they got control of you, and they're gonna look at their pocket first and see if I can afford you or not. And that's the reason why people get all shocked and dismayed for getting laid off. Well, in my case, when I got laid off, I call it, now I got to the point I embrace it. I don't change that term on it. I got fired after 11 years. But I was in a financial situation. I was in a financial place where I was fine. I was fine. I actually took off. What was it? I drew unemployment for 6 months. Then I turned around for another year. So I'm like, no, I go work with my father. He owned a cab company, because most of the family's are entrepreneurs. And I would develop myself and do what it would take, because I got around some of the right mentorships at the time that developed my mind first. And then once I got to the point I can adjust on not having a paycheck coming in, but adjust on creating money and how to market myself. And even in the business I was in the taxi cab business. I had to market myself. The same concepts you use for any other business, you had to use for any business. Market myself. Every new customer, new face they got in the car, business card went to them. Made it easy for however they want to pay, and gave them great service. And so you're talking about a decade later, and the income coming in, and re-educating myself and speaking and everything else. Everything is the same. You got to create your way out. Create your way out. And it take however long it takes. There's nothing overnight. Get away from that lottery mentality, because most lottery people, I don't care how much money they get, they still broke. You're broke, or they broke in. So in saying this and doing this is that we need to live in God's creation. Take the gifts that's inside you and ask someone who already done it, see courses, find courses out on how to do it, how to package my courses, how to build a website out, or as one of my gurus, or one of my people, my coaches had in the last few months, sit here and said, it's about building a website. It's about building a website to a point where it's not fancy or look good. It's functional. It can get you what you need, and it's a central location place for a lot of stuff. It houses a lot of stuff that you got. You can go to melvincarterjr.com, melvincarterjr.com, and yeah, it's functional. And no, is it the most beautiful, visual, appealing website? No, functional right now. And so the biggest thing is live in God's creation. Find the ways to make the money and make multiple streams of income. And once you make multiple streams of income, then as you start the income coming in and you get some of those immediate needs taken care of, as you get some of those immediate needs, then you get into a savings plan. Then you get into an investment plan. And that's another thing that most people don't talk about. Investments. You got to get your money growing. You got to get, I cannot park money. I will not park money. I will sit here, I will not park money. I will sit here and literally find ways to make my money grow without me running out there and doing an earned income way. Literally. And that's one of the things I've learned. That's the difference between the poor and the middle class. Is what you call investments. 401k, 403b, not investments. These saving plans. And you better have a whole lot of money coming into them. You better leverage every dollar that you can get it coming into it. If somebody's going to do matching gift, do matching gift. You better leverage every dollar because it's a savings plan. And then at the same time, it depends on what company you got going through, they're going to eat you up for 60% of your net growth over the length of the years that you're going to work. So you work. So in essence, you better put enough money there so they can get theirs. I'm serious. So the God money is money without pain, and that's one of the things Proverbs 10:4. I will increase you without pain. I will bless you without pain. Pain is bad debt on you. But it's just one of those things where I would, if I had to do it again today, and I am doing it. If I had to look back over and do it again, I advise any young person two things: become a content creator. 2, become an investor. That's it. Content creator, investor. Content creator, investor. Content, number 1. What do I know? What do I know? What skills do I need to gain to make what I know better? And how can I become a master of it? Once you do that, you can write your own ticket. Then once you get your business up and going, your business will pay for your investments. As you pay for your investments, it's going to give you a lifestyle that you want, because every other liability, your house, your car, and everything else, you can afford to pay for it, and you can afford to stop working if you had to. That's the key. That's the key. Because once you can afford to stop working, having to work to bring the money in, because you don't set the money up on autopilot, God's money, I'm telling you, God creation, God's money. Once you set it up, you can do what you want to do. If something, God forbid, if something ever happened to you physically, you can sit here and you're like, okay, everything's taken care of. I'm not even stressing about how to pay the rent, how to pay the mortgage. Because you know why? They either already paid up for a length of time, or I don't owe it. I'm not worried about, boom. And then and then you have a spouse, if you have a spouse that is evenly yoked, I'm telling you, I got to bring, because this is the thing about it is with people who are non-believers. You're trying to run against the grain, and then turn around, you wonder the reason why you keep hitting fences. This is the reason why you keep hitting fences and brick walls. Even if you have a temporary success, this is the reason why. But if you're evenly yoked, I mean, trust me, evenly yoked, with a husband and wife that sees the vision of your togetherness, and he or she let God run through you, and you let God run through them, game over. Game over. Game will be over, because you would sit here and get to a point where God is the head of your family. The blessings flows through your family. Yes, you will have some moments where you have some down moments, but you're down together. You're down together, you come up together. You're down together, you come up together. But I want to tell you something now. If your life is not, because I'm wrapping it up, if your life is not going the way you want to go, you better try something different. If you're not making all the money that you think you should make, get into God's creation. Start getting in God's creation mode, because God's creation mode is going to take you to those places where you want to go. But in God's creation mode is you got to develop yourself. You got to become emotionally stable. It's not worried about what the nut is doing in the White House, or what he's saying in the White House. You just got to keep the grind on. You got to keep the grind on. Protect yourself. Get your message out here that no, people are people, and I love them all. I don't care what ethnic group you come from. I don't care what you choose to do in your bedroom. Love them all. Love them all. Love them all. But the thing about it is, God's on. God's on is where it's at. Because you can't save enough money, because the interest rates on savings accounts is not at a time when your money gonna get growth. Two, anytime something come up, it's gonna be an emergency. So you're gonna end up pulling. They're gonna trigger you to pull money out. So every month will be an emergency. So I mean, no. So, but if you sit here and say, no, let me become entrepreneur, I'm living my creation, an investor. Let me get some of my money working for me instead of me working for it. Then you'll find out you have the money that you can save, and you put it in vehicles that you can have access to it. But it's not that you're gonna have access to it often. And then at the same time, if the money, your ROI coming back into you every month or every quarter, what is that? I got money coming in. Then if you do, and then you reinvest it into your business, rebrand your website that you got functional. So then you got a beautiful website that is functional. Growth. God is about growth. God is all about growth. And like I said, get into the God zone. My name is Melvin Carter. I am an entrepreneur income strategy, life and business strategist to you. And what this means for you is to get you to the point you see the value that's inside you and bring it out and manifest it in the world. You have a great day. Peace and mean love to you.